Intro to the Bat Pattern. Please take the time to read the disclaimer. Right now, I am showing you guys how to actually make the Bearish Bat Pattern. So, there's a Bullish Bat Pattern and a Bearish Bat Pattern. Right now, we're focused on the Bearish because that's what's going to be present. So, right now, we want to focus on the trend. What's going on? Where is the trend? So, this is a clear uptrend, but not just an uptrend, but also a channel. So I like to focus on the start of the trend sometimes to kind of get a bigger pattern, or sometimes within structure, like if we were looking for where the down move may end up going, we could start tracing the fibs here to here. Or if we're looking up, we could try to trace here to here if it was already up here to kind of try to figure things out. But yeah, considering we have a nice channel here, it's much easier to kind of project things much better. But yeah, considering we have the second tap right here, I'm going to measure from top to bottom. So this is the next minor trend. This would be a major trend, measuring from here to about here if I were to do it. But yeah, we're looking at the minor right now. So what's happening right now? So the way that you figure this out, you're trying to figure it out by measuring the Fibonacci tool, and you want it to hit from X to A to B to C, and then the D should be what brings it down. So first off, you measure X to A, which is high to low. And you want to look for a point anywhere between the 0.382 or the 50%, which it hit the 50%. So it went through it, closed around it, and now it's being rejected. So we can grab the triangle tool off, and then we go from X, A, B, right there. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, and then we want to take this right here and we want to put it at the B and then put it at A. So we're flipping it around right now to figure out the next move. So we're trying to figure out C right now. We want the C to either be at 352 or 886. So I'm going to put it at the 886 just to have a max point. And then for now, I'm going to put it at the 1618. So the bat, you typically would want it to hit around that 88. So I'm going to flip it back up here. So the 1618 point is pretty much the 886. So just all you really have to do is just kind of remember 886, 1618. It's pretty much the same point. Next, you want to grab the expansion tool. So the ABA expansion tool. And then you want to grab it from A to the B point to the A point. So drag it down next to your A point. And you want to try to get it to pretty much line up 1618 and 88 or close. So basically your target is either going to be 886, 1618 or 2618. it can be the 2618 point. So because it's so high, it's unlikely that it will go that high, but there is a potential that it could climb that high. So I'm looking at it like this at this point, that it could potentially reject down to this area, maybe a little bit outside of the channel, and then come back inside of the channel. And then there's a chance, because looking at it, we're looking at a double top right here. It can be seen as like a strong rejection point potentially. So I could actually agree with this, especially if it decided it wanted to come back down here and test the zone again. But it doesn't mean that it can't break and continue higher. It can just potentially go to the 2618. So that's what gives you the target. But that does add on to the risk by doing it that way. So to minimize the risk, you typically would want to wait until the pattern completes. But here's your entry point. You could enter in potentially at the 50 point with the tight stop loss, a little bit over the 618 area. And you could have an entry point at this area of the line. But you typically want to find a pattern, a reason for entry. Like this right here is a rising scallop. So seeing that it's a rising scallop and seeing that hammer right there, that would tell me that this would be an ideal entry point for a drop. So it should continue down anyways. So it would be ideal for me to actually have an entry point at the 50, because I see this candle and the scallop pattern and candlestick confirmation and additional bearish move to push it downward. So down here I would want to look for another pattern and candlestick confirmation again. And then by the time it gets to the D point, let me actually get rid of all my fibs. I want to actually have the extension tool go to. So as far as my take profit points are concerned, I can do either or. I can use the Fibonacci extension or the Fibonacci tool. So I will grab the bottom A to D. So your take profit points, it can be 382, the 50, or the 618. Those are your target points for it going down. And then for the Fibonacci extension, it will line up pretty much the same. So the 618 as your first target, and then that neckline would be the 382. It's like going in reverse. So you'll figure that the extension tool is pretty much the reverse of the Fibonacci. So you can use that as to find take profit points. So, and I also want you to keep in mind that the pattern can continue. So yes, we have our take profits at the 382 and the 618, and we potentially anticipated bouncing. In this situation, we anticipated bouncing because it's in the rising channel. But in certain situations, it can continue down as well. So there's multiple ways to kind of gauge the situation. So it's just really, you just have to kind of adapt to that situation. And the bullish bat, it's basically like the same thing but opposite of this. So that's the end of this video. And then I will also say that not every pattern will always be valid. You want to constantly look for confirmation, but sometimes structure does break. But this is a helpful tool to help you in your trading. So you want to be as valid as possible. Try to find constant verification. If you feel like it's not a good opportunity for you, by all means, stay out of the trade. But only go after opportunities that you feel confident in. I just want to be thorough just in case I rushed it. So just to make sure there are no questions, this is X, A, B. So we need C and D to complete still. So okay, we are looking for pretty much anywhere in between 382 or 886. I just wanted to go over that one more time. So it has to close and reject off of any of these points, and then rise up here. So at this point, we want the Fibonacci extension to kind of confirm and line up with these. But yeah, we typically want it to be around the 886 and then drop. So we want to drop. You can also use the 127 as another take profit if you want to, or the 1618 as like a longer term like take profit if you wanted to. But if that was your target anyways, if you thought it was going longer term down. But ultimately at this point, because I'm looking at it as a channel, I'm looking at it going up. So 618 bounce or 50 bounce. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there to make sure there's no confusion. So X to A, B, C, D, drop. And confirm with pattern and candlestick reversal.